Here we are loaded up, ready to leave New Braunfels to Wharton, Texas. Now we were waved down by a family that had a animal that was trapped by the floodwaters, and so we deployed the kayak here. This was short of Wharton. We never did quite make it to Wharton. We found these folks on the way there. This is right here. We're trying to get through. We had to open this gate, and it was a little tricky. That's you can see it on the right there. I'm pulling it out of the way so we can get to the animal stall. There you see the animal stall on the right. So these animals have been trapped in there since Tuesday, from the best we could tell. Unfortunately, there was only one survivor. One was missing, and two were deceased when we arrived. This little guy, he was just clinging to the side. It was really a really sad sight. I hopped in the water at that point to try and get a hold of him. And then we had a leash. The owner of the place gave us that leash, and it really did come in handy. You can see it's just a mess. It's such a mess. It's unbelievable. I don't think the goat really liked getting his collar put on. The owner later told us the goat was named Festus after the Gunsmoke character, which we kind of found ironic, as that's kind of one of our favorite shows. Then we had this little inflatable raft that we were going to transport whatever we were going to find. We were going to transport in this little raft. When we go out tomorrow, we're going to use something a little different. This was a little too fragile, but it actually worked. We'll see here in a second. We'll get the goat up. He's kind of fighting us a little bit, but once he gets situated, he was. I think right about this point, he thought, "Wow, okay, this isn't so bad." There's Lydette, my wife. Couldn't have done this without her. Thank God for my teammate. That's looking at the stall. It's unfortunately there was no other survivors. We're gonna back out of the stall. That was a little tricky too, but we get it out of there. We're going to head back in.
Okay, back it up. Okay, back it up. Back it up.
Back through that gate that we'd opened up earlier. And then you can see the vehicles there. The water has actually receded. The vehicles were mostly covered up, just a couple of days ago. And we went back out just to see if we could find anything else as far as the fourth goat. And you could see the devastation of the vastness. And we're talking about the how far the water came up. It basically came up to his house. His house didn't flood, though, thankfully. He was telling me that the other two houses, where he's pointing at now, they both flooded. And as we came up upon this property, we saw a pickup truck that was basically totally submerged. The house itself was on stilts, so that one house there that was on stilts actually did all right. They also told us that they hadn't had flooding here in the 16 years that they lived here. It was quite an experience.